Rematch between Barry Grant Jr. and Alfred Parsons Jr. It feels kind of fitting at this point. But let's move on into our final round rules. It's a winner take all. The winner gets 10,000 points. It's really the great equalizer of this contest. The loser comes home empty-handed in second place. So, a really fun debate here. So the Defensive Player of the Year race has really heated up already 2 weeks into the season with Micah Parsons of the Dallas Cowboys with an impressive showing thus far. Micah has 3 sacks on the season. He's got, let me get it here, 6 solo tackles, a forced fumble on his resume. And TJ Watt has played outstanding as well. He had 3 sacks against the San Francisco 49ers, had a touchdown on a forced fumble from Alex Highsmith last night. So, first of all, before either of you say a word, go Steelers. First win as a Steelers fan. Very excited. Wave the terrible towel. Let's go Steelers, okay? I know our offense sucks, but our defense is amazing. I'll start with you, Barry. Who is, in your view, the best defensive player in the NFL between TJ Watt and Micah Parsons?
I mean, if you're going to go ahead and look at the stats, obviously TJ Watt has a sack more than Micah Parsons does, another forced fumble extra, right? But just seeing them, the eye test, it's Micah. Micah is all over the field. He is a guy that is literally imposing his will defensively on the opposing offensive lines and quarterbacks. It is amazing to see how they move him around, how they put him in different spots, and the explosion that he has coming off of the line. It's so impressive to watch him, man. I think you're starting to see him get it in regards to the defensive awareness and the aggressiveness and the consistency that you're looking for. Now, look, we've seen him, kind of wane in the second half of seasons. That's what I want to see from him. Obviously, TJ Watt has been a consistent guy as well. He's had some injury concerns over the last few seasons in regards to his health in the Steelers. But whenever he's healthy, he's a beast. But if you're going to give it to somebody has to be declared the best dominant player right now. It's Micah Parsons. It's definitely Micah Parsons.
Yeah, you make a fair case. And the one thing that always just anytime I watch the Cowboys play, and let's at the end of the day, I might be a Steelers fan, but I'm obviously, I love Micah Parsons. There's no wrong answers here. It's just who obviously gives the better take. But, anytime I watch the Cowboys defense, and really for everybody in Dallas, but Mike in particular, it's the speed that just jumps off the TV at you. It's incredible to watch. So, listen, he's a generational talent, and frankly, Dallas kind of, even though he's drafted, I think, was it 12th overall by the Cowboys? It feels like they kind of stole him. They lucked out. He was a top 5 projected prospect. He didn't play in 2020, so the Cowboys definitely stole him there. To Alfred, in your eyes, who's the best defensive player in the NFL, TJ or Micah?
Micah Parsons is a great player. However, I'm going TJ Watt. We've seen 2 weeks of the NFL, right? The difference between TJ Watt and Micah Parsons, TJ Watt played the San Francisco 49ers a really great offense in that first week. You're talking about, yes, Micah Parsons is great, but great players will always dominate against mediocrity. He's playing a Daniel Jones-led New York Giants team. Anybody who plays Zach Wilson can destroy him on defense. A toddler can probably get an interception off of Zach Wilson. We're talking about TJ Watt, who not only had a dominating performance last night against a Cleveland Browns team where, say what you want about Deshaun Watson and Nick Chubb going out early in the game, but in that same game, he became the all-time Steelers sack leader. Do you know how hard that is? How many great defensive players through the history of the Steelers organization? He's got one over Joey Porter. He's got over James Harrison, Cameron Hayward. Those guys, it took them over 100 games to accomplish that. He does it in 89, and he's played against, so far in this season, he's played against better offenses than Micah Parsons has. Micah Parsons is great, not taking anything away from him. You want to say he's the best defensive player in the NFC? I'll go ahead and give that to him. But TJ Watt has had a higher level of opposition, and he's making history at the same time, and he's on pace to have a monster season this season. Micah Parsons, let's see if he'll replicate this when the Cowboys play the Eagles or when the Cowboys play the 49ers. Will he replicate that against 2 better offenses? I don't know. I'm not saying he can't, but for this argument of who's the better player, I have to go off of what I've seen so far, and the 2 levels of competition just don't equate to each other.
Okay, listen, that's a fair case you make. You mentioned, obviously, TJ breaking James Harrison's all-time Steelers sack record. He actually, fun fact, did it in half the games, which is mind-boggling what he's been able to do as 89. And what's...
Here's my point, though, Bryson. What does that have to do with what the conversation is about? All right? That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
He did it this season, sir.
That's all I'm saying. Night. It's early. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and it's early, and the guy you're
don't try to get brownie points.
No,
don't try to get brownie points.
Has done it against one mediocre offense and one lower than mediocre offense.
Don't try to get brownie points here. I see what.
Okay, everybody, break it up. Okay, listen, y'all said your piece, y'all made your cases. I've seen like a ton of. Let me hit a couple comments here. So Sincere Brown says, "What about Nick Bosa?" That's an absolutely fair case. Nick Bosa's potentially going to have another monster season. But listen, y'all, Clint Anderson says TJ is a force to be reckoned with and is super impressive. However, Micah and his ability to be a chameleon, lining up on so many positions, adds to his ability to affect the game from any position. Man. You move him around, absolutely. He's incredibly versatile. Sincere Brown says the Cowboys at the Cardinals next week, another mediocre opponent. So yeah, it's absolutely. Again, Dallas, to their credit, taking advantage of their schedule thus far. Both of y'all made very compelling cases. Again, I don't think there is a wrong answer in this situation. But when it's all said and done, the champion of the 8 o'clock spot, as I go ahead and dial up the victory music because for some odd reason it takes way too long to load, but it is what it is. The champion this week for episode 7 of the 8 o'clock spot is Alfred Parsons Jr. gets the W this week. Two-time champion now, Alfred Parsons Jr. Al, how you doing, my man? How's it feel to be a two-time champ on the 8 o'clock spot?
I have a prepared statement.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. This 2 straight weeks. We can't be doing this all the time, okay? We're done after this, Alfred, okay? We're done.
I, Alfred Gerald Parsons Jr., am undefeated 2-0 when I oppose Barrington Grant Jr. in the finals of the 8 o'clock spot. I run Barrington. The end.
Well, first of all, I want to give you credit because not only was that brief and not near as long and as eloquently written as it was last week, but the fact of the matter is you didn't make me read it, so props to you, Al. I almost thought about maybe giving you a little bonus 50, but you don't want to be too crazy here. But Alfred is a champion of the 8 o'clock spot. Clint Anderson says, great job, Alfred. And listen, Alfred had a wire-to-wire win. He led throughout, so props to him. Great takes all the way around.
The most dominating win in 8 o'clock spot history. I never trailed.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, listen, this is close. I'm not gonna lie, this was probably our most entertaining, even though, again, you did kind of lead the wire-to-wire. We'll bring AJ back in the mix. AJ, your reaction to Alfred winning the championship here? You're muted. You're muted, my man. Let's see.
There we go.
There he goes.
Alfred made some great points. Obviously I signed with Barry Grant Jr. On Micah, but hey, the man made some good points. I can't argue with him. And congratulations.
Solid points.
Absolutely. Let's look at, before we get out of here, let's look at our updated leaderboard as soon as it loads here. Here we go. Okay, our updated leaderboard. So Barry's still a pretty comfortable lead, although not quite as comfortable as he was in the past, at a little over 39,000. Alfred Parsons Jr. jumps up a couple spots. He's now in our second place spot with over 23,000, followed by Devin Nettles, Dalton Brown, Mike Guido. There you are, AJ, a spot above your man, Adam, at 1,200 points. Adam obviously has 850, and John Rivera was 700. So props to everybody who participated. Again, everybody be sure to subscribe, obviously, to the Grid Network, follow all of our social media platforms and whatnot, because it is the 1-year anniversary of the Grid Network. It is Grid Appreciation Week. Definitely gonna celebrate throughout this week the 1-year anniversary of this incredible network. Obviously, Barry, you co-founded with Mike Guido, and everybody here has done a spectacular job. Do you want to say something?
I do want to say something. I think that, the show is continuing to grow. I think it's a great addition to the Grid Network. The fact that we can get multiple people that are a part of the Grid to be a part of it, man. And, just seeing AJ here is great. Alfred being on here consistently. It's just a good show, man. I think people like it. I've gotten a lot of, positive reviews from the show. So we're just going to keep growing, going to keep building, going to keep having fun.